Bear Racing Live, Midweek Modifieds. Microphone's a little loud. My bad. My bad. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome on into the original fan-run Northeast Dirt Modified show here on YouTube. It's normally a Wednesday show. Seems to be pretty Thursdays lately. What's going on with that? Welcome on in. What's going on? If you're new to the show, hold on. Let me also do that. If you're new to the show, hi, my name's Tom. I'm a track chaser here in the Northeast. Been around big block modifieds my whole life. Figured way back when, just comment, put on a weekly show and talk to the community I've kind of built up here on YouTube and see what's going on around the Northeast. Talk about all the storylines, all the winners, all the upcoming races and everything. In between that, our niche little dirt track racing division has going on, in this case, mid-August 2026. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not super excited to do this show this week. We've got some pretty not cool news to talk about. And I'm kind of dreading going into it a little bit. So hopefully everything else goes well. Let me also mention, if you guys watched last week, right? If you watched, or not even live, but the chat on screen was just a white box. I went on earlier this week to try to fix that issue, see if I can't diagnose it, maybe play around with the settings, see why it didn't work. And when I opened OBS, it was a Tuesday, to play around with it, it just decided to work perfectly without any issues. And there we go. That's exactly why I hate software engineering, electronics. Just decided to work this time. And I really did nothing different. So cool. That worked out. Yeah, if you're new to the show, feel free to just watch along, jump in chat if you would like to. If not, you just sit back, relax. I always drink a beer while I do this, just to not kill my voice in the hour I'm about to spend talking to myself. No Jamie this week, just me and Bill. Bill, what's going on? You're a little washed out there. What's going on this week in NASCAR World? Richmond, I think, is this weekend. I couldn't tell you what was last weekend at all. The hell was last weekend? Yeah, Bear Racing Live. Bear Racing Live. So this is a double IPA from Springfield. That's good. I haven't had that before. That's the same Treehouse Brewing Company from last week. This is the double. It's not the sour, unfortunately. I drank all the sours. Yeah, so what do I want to talk about in the intro today? I have a bone to pick with a certain news provider here in the Northeast. This is this week's area auto racing news that came in the mail today, and it comes out on Tuesdays, and sometimes it takes a day or two for it to get to my my mailbox, and that's fine. Nothing major normally happens in the 2 or maybe 3 days between it when it's issued and when I get it. What's interesting though is that something else came in the mail today. This was last week's. I literally got both this week and last week today. And I hate when this happens because I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read this now. I already know everything that happened. I already know the results. I'm going to read the upcoming races. That already happened. And I've complained before about it. Because when it shows up on time and like you could take it with you, in my case, track chasing around the Northeast, and you have some reading material and some downtime, and it's nice to see what else is going on. But when it just doesn't show up after you paid for it, um, you know, gets on my nerves a little bit. And what's brutal is like in, the fine print when you're buying the subscription, it's like, we can't control if it shows up on time or damaged. You're gonna have to contact, the post office, and it's like, all right, man. And I get I could read it online, but that's not the point. I like the physical media. I like the actual printed words. That's the whole point. Whatever. That's my gripe of the week. My old man yelling at cloud gripe of the week. Let's see. What do we want to get into? So this week's show, we have the normal everything. Such a good host. Not a lot of highlights to watch, so I threw on some bonus highlights for us to watch. We'll see that in a little bit. We have the cross flag question. We got some news to go over. And we'll top it off with racing that's coming up this weekend. So, totally just lost my train of thought when I clicked that. Oh, man. Yeah, so, last week I didn't really go anywhere. I stayed in my neck of the woods and went to Orange County Fair Speedway. Hung out with the street stock guys again. Got to watch Jack Lehner pick up his first win at Orange County this year, and it was cool to see. The trophies Orange County makes are just so good. Like the LED strips they have around it, I think they're so cool. Brett and Doug, man, you guys still knock it out all the time. Track conditions I thought were pretty good too, but I'm on the pit roads. I think they're fine every week. I get a much different view of the race than people outside the track looking in. So it's I didn't hear any complaints from all the usual keyboard warriors last week, so I guess it was good. I enjoyed it. I still love Orange County, and I love my home track, man. I was also going to go to Eckerd on Friday, but this was one of their planned off weekends, so I had to axe that idea. So just Orange County for me last week. Video will be coming out next week. Today, a couple hours ago, I dropped my video from Devil's Bowl Speedway when I went, not last weekend, but the weekend before. Got to watch some small block modifieds, some sportsman mods. There were some mini sprints and stuff there too that I enjoyed. So after the show, feel free to watch that if you're not watching the Knoxville National stuff that I also know is going on right now. Kind of hard to be a motorsports live streamer when there's dirt racing going on every day of the week when you get to this point in the season. So yeah, so let's also find out where my boy Jamie is at this week before we get into the rest of the show. Where's the video? That's it. There it is. Not video, tab. Jamie, what are you doing? Why can't you join me this week? Let's see what we got. I see. A big money season is coming up, so you need to get your tires ready with your patented Wago juice. I understand. I see. That one's kind of a boring one, but whatever. Yeah. Okay, gotta make sure I remove that from the list when I do the same joke next week. Always new and exciting gags here on Bear Racing Live. I always like enter behind the scenes. I always put like some, topical stuff in that wheel and it just never shows up. So Josh, what's going on, brother? Just watched it a lot long ago. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I didn't get to, check the video yet. So hopefully it like went live and everything worked and like the timestamps were there and the thumbnail's good and everything. I need to do that after this show. So I normally upload it like a day or two before and get everything ready. This way, like I have it go live while I'm still at work and everyone's still at work. This way, when everyone gets home from work and you open YouTube, it's like, hey, just released Bear Racing Vlogs. YouTuber mentality. That's what we got to do. Let's get into some news. I still don't want to talk about all this, man. This is all sad stuff. This is all sad stuff. Opened in 1946, New Egypt Speedway was a uniquely shaped 7/16 mile dirt track that was a staple of dirt racing in the Northeast for many years and recently became popular with the national fan bases as well after opening up their gates to the world of outlaws and live streaming their weekly shows for free on YouTube during the 2025 racing season. Unfortunately, the history book of the racetrack has written its final chapter and the draft is off to the editors as announced earlier this week that property owner Fred Valsing announced that wow, I'm so good at writing. Property owner Fred Valsing announced that the land has been sold to someone who intends to use it for non-racing purposes. While Fred didn't disclose who he sold it to, he did say in an area auto racing interview that the speedway is done. He briefly mentioned in the interview that the new owner won't have to worry about rezoning and that LED lights are already there for them. Fred also mentioned that there will be no goodbye race either, as preparations for insurance, inspectors, police, and everything else that comes with hosting a motor race takes weeks to be finalized, and this late into the season, it won't be possible. New Jersey is now down to two purpose built racetracks that host full size cars: Bridgeport for dirt and Wall Stadium for asphalt. I did not expect, like many others, for New Egypt to be one of the next tracks to fall in this modern era of grassroots short track racing. Um, every time I've been there, everything I've seen, it's always been good car counts. There's always been billboards, sponsors on the billboards, fans in the stands, positive feedback on social media, everything in between. It seemed like New Egypt was going to be around for a while, not a long time. No one knows what this sport's going to be in a long time. Um, but it felt like it was going to be around at least for a little bit. Um, hosted Super Dirt to kick off the year, hosted World of Outlaws. The free live streaming on YouTube seemed to help gain, like I said, the national audience that it was slowly starting to build up. The big races were definitely getting more publicity online and in all the racing talk spaces. Um, and I never really was worried about making videos at New Egypt. I'm thankful I did. Obviously, now looking back, hindsight's 2020. Um, just like 5 Mile Point, Bethel, um, you can always watch my videos now and see what it was like going to a random Saturday night race at New Egypt. And that was the whole point of my channel, was to preserve those memories. Um, because I know a lot of us spent our whole lives at dirt tracks, right? We have friends, family, long nights at the track, short nights at the track, but a lot of memories. And when a track closes, those memories can't be made anymore, not only for us, but for future generations, new people who move into the New Egypt region, people who have no idea that local grassroots racing even exists. They won't get the chance to make those memories anymore. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. Like I said, I'm thankful I've been able to make the videos there when I did. I have two Super Dirt Car racing races from the track 2024, 2025. And like I said, I did a weekly race showcase at the track last year. And that was a good video too. I'm pretty happy with how the video came out, and the racing was really good too. So it's sad, man. It's sad. Um, a part of me was hoping that like a Matt Tift situation, a big NASCAR guy could come in and buy the track at the 11th hour and save it and build it up. Evernham, Martin Truex Jr., notable New Jersey guys, but apparently I was a bit too hopeful there. Um, and I guess now the only hope is that the town steps in, kind of like Wallkill did with Orange County, and said, no, we would like to keep this area a racetrack. We would like the tourism. We like the promotion it gives the area, um, and it sets the area apart from different parts of New Jersey. But I don't know. I don't know. If you still want to get to New Egypt, you have a small amount of races left with the New Jersey Quarter Midget Association that still runs on the small track on the infield of the 7/16ths. Go check it out if you can. Once the calendar turns, it's not looking good. Um, yeah, I know I like to have this show, haha, fun get together, but man, this is sad. This is sad. Yeah. Yeah, let's not get any better. Delaware International has announced a few date changes for the end of their season. While they didn't say outright that the cause of these changes were due to the $10 admission that they have been advertising all season, but the way the announcement read, it sure made it seem like this was the case. The August 26th show will now be moved to Saturday, October 24th, and will be incorporated into the Delaware State Dirt Track Championship weekend. That weekend will now consist of two full shows over both days instead of the one show spread out over the two. The other change is September 9th. That show will now be incorporated into the September 19th race, effectively killing a feature race. That September 19th race will now count for both the Full Throttle Series Championship as well as the Track Championship. It's rare to say that a race counts as double points and not mean finishing second counts as finishing second twice, but instead finishing second for one reason and second for another. Um, After talking about New Egypt's news, I hope that this is just a case of reorganizing the funding and not a bad omen for the about the future of Delmar's Motorsport complex. I haven't had the chance to go to Delaware International Speedway yet. Uh, it's gonna have to be higher up on my bucket list now. But yeah, they mentioned in the announcement that this isn't an indication of bad behind the scenes, but instead an indication of doing everything they can to make the future of the track better. Um, which I think just means negating some of the loss that they're getting from this $10 admission they're doing uh, by just canceling it. um, Man, this is such a brutal show this week. I mean, I say I say at the end of every video I make, support your local. Because if you don't go and you don't put money back into the sport, it's just not going to survive. And there are tracks out there that I know are okay for a while. I always point to Stafford and Stafford Motor Speedway on the asphalt side. That place is packed and sold out for every Friday night show they put on. There are many tracks out there that are not the case. New Egypt always had good crowds. They were not sold out. I don't know what it's like at Delaware. I'm sure they expected more of a turnout for these $10 tickets they sold all year. Clearly not the case. I just man, this show is sad. this one's stinging a little bit. Um I mean they're not canceling the rest of the season. Obviously, they're only changing two shows they had planned this year. Um yeah, but man, coming right off the heels of New Jersey's or New Egypt's announcement. You know. All right, I got one more thing to talk about here in this news section. I worry about Pencan, says Josh. Yeah, I mean, I worry about freaking Orange County, one of the biggest names for a racing facility in the Northeast that has 107 years of history and still puts on phenomenal racing and large modified car counts and everything. And just who knows, man? It's just the brutal reality of having a hobby that's just not in your house in 2026. The economy's not great. My generation really can't afford it. And it's like, I mean, people talk. I mention this all the time when I'm talking to people in real life, and they're like, "Oh man, I wish the attendance was better for your video and stuff." And I'm like, "Man, it's not an auto racing thing, right? Don't worry. Bowling alleys are shutting down, movie theaters are shutting down, concert venues, bars, everything that involves spending money outside of your house is hurting right now. It is not just a motorsports thing. But boy, do we need to figure out quickly how to get people to the races because it's not going to survive. We got to do something, man. We got to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The 2026 Super DIRTcar Series campaign was meant to make its one and only swing to Ohio over the past 2 days, but unfortunately, both races were axed for two very different reasons. Mansfield Speedway is hosting its comeback season after NASCAR's Matt Tiff purchased the grounds and personally rebuilt the track. Tiff was able to get the SDS on board, excuse me, on board for a race this season, but it seems like poor planning from the track staff made the date impossible. The track hosted an outdoor concert this past weekend, but after going over the logistics and seemingly impossible hurdles, it was realized that they could not get the track race ready in time for the Northeast's Beasts of the Speedway. Beasts to take on the Speedway. Last night, the reason the show is today, the series was meant to make its annual stop at Sharon Speedway and the Steel Valley 75. This time, the race was called off due to the theme of 2026, saturated grounds caused by excessive rainfall, forcing the cancellation of the event. This marks the sixth and seventh time that the series had to call off races out of the 17 it had planned to hoped to get in by now. The teams and drivers won't need to wait long until the next scheduled events, though, as next week the series will host its annual Summer Fast. 4 straight days, 4 different tracks, all starting with Weedsport on Sunday before moving on to Brewerton, Land of Legends, and the long-awaited return of Utica Rome Speedway on the tour. Yeah, a lot of canceling today in this show. Yeah, so it was very, very briefly mentioned in Super DIRTcar Series press release about the race being canceled that it seemed like some rain might have also played a part of this, but the track hosted a concert in the infield where people were able to walk across the track to get closer to the stage and everything. And tearing that stage down and getting the track race ready would be pretty impossible for the time frame that the series gave the track. So they had to cancel it straight up. It will not be remade. Sharon Speedway, how many times have we heard this? It's rained too much earlier on in the week. The track can't get ready in time. We would rather put on we don't want to put on a show that doesn't meet the expectations of the fans, teams, and drivers and sponsors. So we're not going to go through with it. It will not be made up. Yada yada yada. It's 2026. This year is pretty not good. Yeah. So we're halfway through the season now with Super Dirt. Here's the standings, I guess. Summerfest, yes, kicks off Sunday at Weedsport. If you haven't been to Weedsport, man, I highly recommend it. It is a little pricey. It is a little expensive, but you definitely get what you pay for with the track. I highly recommend it. Brewerton Monday. a track I finally got to for my first time earlier this year with the Central New York Sprint Week. Really enjoyed my time there. Definitely want to get back to that track again next year. Do a video that's more in depth on the track. The atmosphere was great. The crowd was great. The track I just had a blast at. Land of Legends, I can't say anything about. I still haven't been to Canandaigua yet. Um, Obviously a track that's on my bucket list. A lot of people say they love it. It puts on some good racing. If you're in the area, go to the race. And then Utica Rome, the track that I kind of go to, feels like pretty often for some reason. Um, I've been there twice already this year. Went twice last year. I think I went once the year before with High Limit. Um, I like that track. Also a little pricey. If you're planning on getting food at the track, go early, get online early. Service is always kind of slow there. So keep that in mind. Other than that, go to the races. It's Super DIRTcar Series, man. These are the best of the best that this division has to offer. Next year, maybe I'll do Summerfest. I still need to get the lifelong dream of 3 races in 3 straight days with 3 different tracks in one series. Like I've always wanted to do that. Um, it's always something with that goal. Maybe I'll try it with DIRTcar next year. Who knows? Who knows? So that's the news. Are we having fun yet? Do we feel the same way about watching the normal news on TV? Isn't everything so positive and happy and go lucky, right? Bill, $1 million bill. How much is $1 million compared to 1980 whatever to 2026? Oh, half a million? Wow, where did all the value go? Aren't we having fun? Aren't we having a great time here, boys? Yeah, anyway. Hey, you know what I didn't do last week when Jamie joined the show? Is I forgot to take a look at a fan video that was sent in. Um, as something I try to do this year. A lot of you guys have done it. I've enjoyed it. Whether or not you have, I've enjoyed seeing everybody send me clips and stuff from racing. If you go to a race this weekend, I have a Twitter and a Facebook. Both are at Bear Racing Vlogs. Take a 30-second, 1-minute clip of the crowd, the racing, you talking about what was going on that weekend, and I will throw it on the show, just like Ryan did here. Nope, not that one. Here. So this was 2 weeks ago. The start of the Fonda race. Hopefully the volume is okay. Might turn that down a hair. And I'll throw it on the show, man. Because like I said, I wanted this to be not just my show. This is for the fans, by the fans. Look at that half mile. There you go. Right in turn 1. Normally when I'm in turn 1 at Fonda, I'm up top more, kind of away from the track. I think next time I go, I should definitely try to get some seats closer. Ronnie Johnson goes diving in. Ryan, I appreciate you sending that in, man. And like I said, guys, feel free to send me something of your own. Whether you're a fan, a promoter, a sponsor, you work with a team, you are the team, you're a driver, whatever, man. Send it in. Send it in. And this brings us to our crossed flag question, which is who should be on the cover, on the thumbnail? The cover? What? What? The thumbnail for the show next week. So not at the Fonda race we just watched, but at the Fonda race last weekend, Jessica Friesen makes all the boys shut up and parks it in victory lane. Andrew Buff picks up a pair of feature wins, one at Fulton, one at Glenridge, both with the small blocks. And Eric Rudolph, who somehow hasn't been voted in yet, picks up the win at Woodhull. So if you're watching live, Where did I get this pen? If you're watching live, feel free to vote in the live chat. If you're watching a replay, the comments down below. And as always, I post an official poll on my community tab on YouTube. Feel free to vote 3 times if you're watching live, twice if you're watching a replay, at least once, just to have your voice heard in the show. And I'm going to be honest, watching those modifieds of Fonda made me feel a little bit better. Where did I get this pen? I love modifieds. Oh man, it's been a long week. It's been a long week. Yeah. I still need to figure out what I'm doing next weekend. I know someone mentioned the ROC race at Shangri-La on that Saturday. I'm looking at that. Kind of need. I still need something to do for the Friday if I go with that Shang race. I don't know. All the rainouts really kind of threw my schedule like all out of whack. So I need to record 2 videos this next weekend. So open to all suggestions. And this will bring us to the original point of these live streams, which was to watch the highlights of everything that went on around the Northeast in terms of modified racing action. Let me find the damn thing. Where the hell is... There it is. Man. So with all the rainouts we've had the last week, I was only able to get highlights from Can-Am and Thunder Mountain. Jesus, what is in this beer? So to fill some of the time, some of the void, I found some highlights from New Egypt. So we all go down memory lane together. Maybe shed a tear. Maybe shed a tear. Let's get into it. So if the volume is a little high, a little low, yell at me. I'm still just the only guy doing all the knob turning behind the scenes. Let's see, how's that? Could be a little higher. All right, hopefully that's good. All right, Can-Am Speedway, small block modifieds from the Thousand Islands. Why is it so yellow?
Quickly into turn number 1 and 2, it is Tyler Meeks and Andy Howard battling wheel to wheel down the back straightaway for the race lead.
And as always, I don't remember who won this race when I was filling in the scrolling. It was a lower third, I think they call it.
For Tyler Meeks as they make their way to turn number 1 and 2. Andy Howard on the outside lane. Preston Forbes goes on by. He'll pick up a spot. Billy Dunn takes him 3 wide to the inside lane. Jackson Gill in the middle. Scott Webb to the high side. Tyler Meeks. And Meeks and Billy Dunn gets crossed up. A host of
Someone
others
didn't go
involved. They've got a 4 or 5 car pile up over there.
And they're hooked.
And second in points, Billy Dunn is caught on the back bumper of Tyler Meeks.
Looks like a good car count, at least.
Massey's Furniture Barn caution.
I know this time last year, Can-Am was kind of struggling for cars. I don't want to say struggling, but they definitely didn't have as much as the start of the season. So good to see the track actually not only grow but sustain a little bit throughout this year. Get that pony tire up, Tim.
Cameron Black back to second. Sean Shaw now into third. Fourth is Jackson Gill. Andy Howard in a battle with Josh Rio for the number 5 position at the moment. But Tim Fuller trying to take advantage of this one as they work it across the line at lap number 12. 13 laps left to go. In a battle. 3 wide off the turn, Dunn through the middle of the racetrack. He'll go to the 5 spot. Gets around both Andy Howard and Josh Riome as they motor into turn number 1 and 2. Lance Willicks also going to the bottom. He moves to 6. Scott Webb also trying to charge forward. He's up into spot number 7 at the moment as they head up into turn number 3 and 4 and down to the line.
Oh, Fuller's got this. Just fast forward to the end now, boys. Fuller got this. Yeah, there it is.
Sean Shaw still third. Billy Dunn. An amazing drive for Dunn from the back of the field all the way to 4th. Same for Lance Willicks as he is up to the 5 spot right now. as they bring it off of turn number 3 and 4 and down to the line one more time. Tim Fuller well in command. Right now, trying to put it in victory lane at Can-Am. White flag in the air for Tim Fuller. He'll set it up.
Watch the lap car.
Down the back straightaway.
Don't do a Hildebrand.
Into corner number 3 and 4, the man out of Watertown, New York, the points leader. Works it off of turn number 3 and 4, win number 3 of 2026, 52nd of his career at Can-Am. Second
all right.
Cameron Black, third.
Nothing too dramatic.
Sean Shaw, Billy Dunn, and Lance Willix round out the top 5, and we're going trackside.
Everything clean. Tim Fuller still somehow really good in big 2026. Voted driver of the week a couple weeks ago. Or actually, that was like the start of the season. Way back when. This is Thunder Mountain, the only Saturday highlight we have.
You're not going to hear me, you're going to hear them. Here we go.
All right, Rick Ryder.
By the strike the first time. It's Goodwin. We got one slow here into the corner. Quick time, Jordan Millard. Problems down the backstretch. Wow, look out! They're crunching and
Rick Ryder's having fun this season.
Slowed. Everybody trying to take
Throw the yellow.
action. Daniel
Jeez. All right, we got the Smiths up front. We got Tommy Collins charging. Okay.
Dynamite David Smith out front.
I like that nickname. Dynamite Darren Smith. I could go with that. I don't think he has like a real proper nickname yet. I like that.
Hangs on to that runner-up position. Bad Matt. Getting a little bit closer.
And the Brothers of Destruction now run 1-2. Okay. They've had a good year, both of them.
And done this many times, racing each other through the years. Up in the top 2 spots.
Taryn was a rocket. Yeah, sure looks like it.
Tommy Collins works the high line back at spot number 3. Tauda is 4th. And then it's Sean Walker rounding out your top 5. Walker in the 3rd spot, feeling the heat from Collins.
Is that Higbee? All right, good for Higbee.
Tommy trying to make it work on the outside. Everybody else stuck like glue to the bottom of the racetrack. You got to go where they're not if you want the chance to work by.
Just move him out of the way, man.
Smith on the bottom. Collins going to try and work by to his outside. I don't think Matty knew he was there. Here comes TC to the outside off a turn 4. They'll drag race by the wire.
Tommy Collins has so much momentum with him right now after getting that ride in the number 1 713 car. Obviously also performing really well. He's going to be one to watch in the Southern Tier during big money season.
With Tommy Collins being the meat in the sandwich. Checkered flag set the fly up at turn number 4. For the second night in a row, Dynamite Darren Smith to victory.
I like Dynamite Darren. I like that.
Collins is second.
I like that, man.
Third. Walker 4th. And the code man, Cody Higbee, spot 5.
So yeah, that's all the highlights we have from last week. So like I said, I scoured some highlights from New Egypt that we can go through as well. So first up is the Super DIRTcar Series race from 2025, the last Super DIRTcar Series race the track ever saw. Yeah. The cushion on both ends was nice to see. Tommy's fun to watch. He is, man. He's really an underrated driver. And I'm glad the Big Boy Motorsports team was able to like spec him out, scout him out. He deserved it.
And we are great at New Egypt.
Matt Williamson jumping out in front as they work through 1 and 2. Tanner Van Doren on the inside.
There you go, Tanner.
Following him through and into the second position as he gets by Friesen. Felix Waugh making a nice move. He's up the fourth as he moves up one spot, getting by Logan Watt as they complete lap number 1.
Field jockey's poor position as they roll through the corner. A little bit of bumper daisy through the corner as well as Alex Jankowski and Jack Lehner came together. But as the field works down into turn number 3 and 4, David Schilling.
Oh, this is so sad to watch, man.
He's one spot out of a top 5 run. Actually, rather, he's in the number 5 spot as Schilling working his way up through the field here in the early going. Here with 2 laps complete on this 75-lap feature event.
Williamson leads them in. Whoa, 3 wide there. Behind him is Friesen right in the middle of a bevy of cars. He will battle with Van Doren, and it looks like Friesen's going to grab the second spot in turn number 3. He'll chase after Money Matt down the front 2 by 2 behind Friesen.
Friesen up to the number 2 spot. Van Doren sitting in 3rd. Felix Waugh 4th. Logan Waugh 5th. Here's Alex Payne trying to make a move up on the top side. Van Doren looking to make this a 3-car battle as these two battle for position and catch lap traffic. Van Doren, who has more laps here than both of them in the past few years, really starting to close the gap on this one as we have 52 laps to go. Here's Friesen for the bid for the lead down into turn number 3 and 4. Friesen sneaks by on the inside lane. We'll see if Money Mac can go back on the bottom. Not going to get there that time. New race leader at the line. It's Stuart
CG Mori. There we go. I feel like I haven't seen him at all this year.
Starting to shape up, and Parego's lurking right behind him in 5th as they head down the back straightaway. Now TBD has a little bit of space to maneuver through the corner. White's up on the top side, all 3 on the bottom. White gets into Van Doren and sends him around in turn number 4, and that's going to bring yellow out on the speedway again.
Yeah, it's still such a heartbreaker.
Continues to be on the move. Logan Watt still looking to the inside of it. Matt Williamson as these two battles continue up into turn number 1 and 2.
Hey, look, I just noticed it's a 75-lap Super DIRTcar Series race. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Trying to crack the top 5 from the 18th starting position. He's on the move. Logan Watt, meanwhile, goes to the inside of Williamson. He'll get him up turn number 4. That's going to open the door for Jankowski as well. As
oh man, if only we knew what championship implications this had right here. I mean, these two ended up going toe-to-toe the entire season.
The number 3 spot, and he's going to try to chase down Logan Watt as we continue to move toward the second half of this feature event. Williamson up on the top side, looking to make something stick and see if he can get around Jankowski and Watt off at turn number 2. Williamson with a good drive down the back straightaway, 3 wide as they work down into the corner. Williamson makes him work down into 3 and 4 as they'll bring him off at turn number 3 and 4. Watt on the inside, Williamson on the outside. At the line, Money Matt's got the spot.
Williamson may have found another lane there that's coming in here later in the race because he's the first one to go up there. Now Logan Watt fights back and gets him back going into turn number 3. It's Watt back in front of Williamson. Williamson 3rd as Stuart Friesen is slowly edging away here as they're battling each other behind him. And at the front, Jankowski making a move for 2nd. He is under Logan Watt and into the 2nd spot.
Kid Rocket going to find his way underneath him. He got a good drive coming out of the tri-oval down the back straightaway. There's very few firsts left on the resume of Stuart Friesen in his career, but he's 2 turns away from doing it here at New Egypt. He's looking to get his first.
I didn't realize this was the first time he won at New Egypt. The only time he won at New Egypt.
Checkered flag is out. Stuart Friesen wins Power in the Pines. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is up out of the car, the winner of the 2nd annual Power in the Pines, Stuart Friesen. A happy Stuart Friesen getting the champagne down there in victory lane. He's going to wave the VP flag.
Yeah, there was a challenging racetrack here today. I feel like every time we come here, it's a little bit different. Threw us a little bit of a curveball tonight, and how our team was able to get ahead of it early and come away with one there. Yeah, it was pretty racy there at the start. Williamson, kind of got away, and then looked like his tire was heating up, and ours was just coming to life, and we were able to slide.
Let's jump into the last, as far as I know, the last race New Egypt had on Dirt Track Digest, September 14th, 2024.
once again. Tom Princiata leads the field to green. Modifieds charging down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. Lots of side-by-side battles going on throughout the pack. Princiata with a top spot. Here comes Joseph Brown.
Oh, that was a weird cut.
Through 1 and 2. DJ Hunt trying to hold on the outside, but he's going to get passed by Joseph Brown. Princiata out to an early lead once again. Hunt with some speed in the 24. Side by side, wheel to wheel out of 4. Back to green we go. Through 1 and 2, everybody clean and green so far. Jimmy Horton up to third in the 76. Joseph Brown getting by him again. Now Horton comes out on top. Time. DJ Hunt, Tom Princiata.
It must have been a caution-filled feature. A lot of restarts.
Justin Grosso trying to pull a fast one on Jimmy Horton, but Princiata washes way up and loses 1, 2, 3, 4, making 5 spots. Justin Grosso now doing all he can do. Looks to the inside for the lead. DJ Hunt.
Man, it's crazy how many
holds him off for
like
now.
cars and sponsor changes
Ryan Godown gets
happened in
around
like 2
Princiata.
years already.
Now working on Joe Brown. Back to green. Charging through 1 and 2, DJ Hunt still able to hold off the challenges of Justin Grosso. They're stacked and packed behind them. Horton to the outside, big problems behind them.
Ah.
2 cars involved. Up the pace, back to green. Great move by Jimmy Horton to grab second away from Justin Grosso. Here comes Ryan Godown. Yeah, he wants to win the race and the championship. Ryan Godown up to third. DJ Hunt continues to hold on to a slim lead over Jimmy Horton.
Oh, we slipped up?
Battle for the lead. Jimmy Horton slips
No, it wasn't much of a
by.
battle.
Out of turn
Horton just
number
drove by him.
4. New leader, Jimmy Horton. Laps to go, just 4 to go for the sensational one. Out of 4, green is out. Justin Grosso, Ryan Godown to the inside. Justin Grosso muscles his way past Godown. It's not going to be enough. Working his way with perfection off of turn 4. White flag, under a half mile remains for Jimmy Horton. Justin Grosso not within striking distance. Ryan Godown will win the championship. Out of turn 4. It's his first win in 11 and a half years. Jimmy Horton, Ryan Godown, your 2024 New Egypt Speedway Modified Points champion.
Yeah, this was a big deal when it happened. I remember that.
Hunter down here. Climbing out of the car, the sensational one, Jimmy Horton!
You know, it's been a long dry spell. I guess I haven't won since 2017. I always said I would quit after I didn't win, but I love the sport so much, I just enjoy driving a race car.
Ryan Godown going up on the roof.
Hey, he won the championship this night, too. All right, so the last one is highlights from the race I was at least off the top of my head, when I did the weekly race showcase. The race that was actually phenomenal. They were battling 3 wide for the lead. It felt like the entire race. And it comes from New Egypt's own YouTube page, so I don't know how friendly it's going to be with me watching this video at least. This video at least.
These highlights are brought to you by Belmont's Garage.
Hopefully we can get through it all. I'm not sponsored. This is so sad to like realize I will never get to this track again, and I didn't even know the last time was my last time. I don't think I'll ever get over that. So we got Kazi up front. I'm gonna raise the volume a little bit on this one, boys. Hopefully that's okay.
As he gets by Brian Cool. Go down. Oh, look out. Joseph Brown is around. Oh, and he gets slammed by Corey Cormier. And a third car, and that was
Corey Cormier.
Also getting in.
I don't remember him running New Egypt. Wow.
Outside working on Buffalino. Creighton is challenging for the lead. Ryan Creighton working the bottom of the speedway. Pair of 51s battling for the lead. A 51 Emma Hendrickson on the outside. Here comes Creighton. Creighton down on the inside, off of turn 4, and Ryan Creighton will be your leader as they complete lap number 9 for Danny Buck as they continue to be 1 and 2. Buck slid up in front of Pouch at the apex of the straightaway, went back down to the bottom. Pouch around the high outside, and they are side
yeah, this was it. This was the race.
Again.
Hopefully these highlights do it justice.
The far outside of the speedway, Buck down on the bottom, and it is Pouch by a bumper at the start-finish line. And into second.
I think that might have been the pass that is in my my channel intro, the intro of the videos for this year.
Pouch Jr. up on the outside, Creighton down on the bottom. They'll lead to the stripe. Buck is third, and it's Buffalino.
Yeah, Creighton, Pouch, Buck, 1, 2, 3. What a great race this was to watch in the stands, man. Everybody was up and cheering the entire time.
And they were even coming out of 2. Creighton a little faster pulling off the corner, but Pouch getting through 3 and 4 real strong. Here comes Billy. Billy by the lead by a bumper. Actually by about a wheel, and he completes the pass on Creighton with Buck under Creighton, but Creighton pulls back by, and here comes Creighton up under Pouch again. Creighton came out of 2 like a rocket ship. Off the corner, Creighton on the bottom, and I think he got him back at the line.
Here comes Buck. Oh, this was such a fun race to watch, man. I'm going to take this one with me my whole life.
Side by side, Nerf bar to Nerf bar. It'll be 11 to go this time by, and Creighton will be the leader at the stripe as he takes the lead back. Pouch on the outside. Buck is on both of their bumpers, looking to make it 3 wide for the lead. He is on Creighton's bumper. Pouch on the outside of both of them.
3 wide.
3-car battle for the lead down the front.
3 wide after they've been green for like 15 laps.
Buck underneath Creighton, 3 wide and
literally any one of the 3 could have won this race.
To the far outside, scrapes the wall or damn close as they move into turn number 3. It is Creighton on the bottom. He gets out of turn 4 really well and once again leads by half a car length. Buck will make it 3 wide again for a moment there in turn 1. Creighton and Pouch continue. This is the 4th lap they have run side by side. Side by side for the lead once again. Creighton will get out of turn 4. Excellent. That time he's a car length ahead. Pouch is really getting through the corners well, but it is Creighton with the power coming off the corner. A car length, maybe a little more, as Buck has a nose under Pouch. You could throw a blanket over them for the last about 8 or 10 laps. Pouch and Buck side by side. Creighton down on the bottom. They're both thinking about
it's weird. It's like Buck was faster than Creighton, but not faster than Pouch. But Creighton was faster than Pouch. And they went 3 wide. God, this was such a good race.
Second as they both go by. Creighton on either side. 5 to go, and it's side by side with Buck and Pouch now. Garback. Lead shrinks to about 5 car lengths heading into turn number 3. It'll be the white flag this time.
Whoa, Garback spinning into the guardrail, and the yellow lights are on. Yellow
I
is
don't remember
out.
that.
Final time around. Buck on the inside. He's got about 3 car lengths on Pouch as they head down the back. Krachin holding on to third, go down side by side. It is Danny Buck off at turn 4. Buck will win his first of 2025 in exciting fashion over Billy Pouch, Ryan Krachin, Ryan Godown, and Dominic Buffalino. My Place Smoked Meat.
That was such a good race.
Napa Auto Parts. Picture Perfect Painting.
And only not even 300 people got to watch the highlights.
Modified feature winner, Danny Buck.
Oh, man. It's funny how the power in the Pines kind of became a mini tradition for my dad and I, because my dad, right, like he had some medical stuff going on, so he can't really travel anymore. And he definitely can't do like the late nights in Orange County because he still does work on Mondays. So the Super DIRTcar Series running 2.5, maybe 2 and 15 minutes away from where I live. It kind of became like really the only race my dad and I were able to get to. That's probably why the track closing hurts a little bit more than I thought it would, is because of those recent memories I made. Yeah. New Egypt Speedway, man. It was a blast when I went. It was a unique track, put on great racing, and the atmosphere was always good, and support your local. This is what we have going on this weekend, this upcoming weekend. Obviously not Sharon, the first one up there. That one was canceled. Ignore that. Airborne's going on right now. Here's all the Friday ones. Nothing really stands out on Friday. Saturday, you have the BRP tour at Michael's Mercer Raceway Park. Did I get that date wrong? Isn't Mercer racing right now? Hold on. Did I get that wrong? Hold on. Everyone pause. Everyone pause. I feel like are they... Because I thought they put the... right after... I thought right after Sharon. Oh, they sure are racing right now. Oops. The BRP tour is right now. It's not Saturday. It's right now. Anyway, okay, so ignore that. Don't go to Mercer Saturday. And then Summerfest. Yeah, Brookfield has Chasing the Beaver going on this weekend. Is it with this weekend? Hold on. I feel like I got so many dates wrong all of a sudden. Is Brookfield racing this weekend? Brookfield Speedway. Facebook.com. August 16th. Yeah, okay. The big block, small block modifieds. 2,000 to win. I was at that show last year. I enjoyed the crap out of it. Watch that video if you would like. And then go to that race this year. Obviously, I'm not able to get to it. So, yeah. Go to the races, man. Support the sport. Because it's not going to last forever. So go now while you can. It's a blast. You have fun. You make friends. Lifelong memories. Become a part of the community at your local area, community across all of Modified Nation and dirt track racing and dirt track racing across the nation. And it's a blast. It's great. It's up to us to keep it going. I think that's all I have for a stream this week. Super DIRTcar Series, obviously racing again next Wednesday. So the stream next week goes back to the Thursday. I think Thursday might just at this point be the de facto date. Or the standard day in the week for these shows. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I saw a lot of people come in and out. I appreciate it. At least just checking out the show for a couple minutes. Um, if you see me out in the wild, come say hi. I love meeting you guys. If you go to the races this weekend, send me a clip, like I said before, on Twitter or Facebook, and I'll throw it on the start of the show. And it's a good way, I think, to get not just me to be the show, but everyone to be a part of the show. If you're a fan, a sponsor, part of a team, whatever, like I said, the 30-second, 1 minute clip. Let's see what's going on around Modified Nation. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. If you're watching a replay, comment down below what you thought. Join us live next week, next 8:20 Thursday. Should be another 7 p.m. start. And yeah, do I have anything? I don't think so. I mean, subscribe if you enjoyed it. That's all I got, man. Sorry this was such a downer of a show this week, but it's been a not good week for Modified Nation. So, take the punches, get back up, and throw them back, I guess. Enjoy yourself this weekend. Yeah, that's about all I got to say. Subscribe for more, and as always,